Hi everybody, and welcome to a special webinar from Survey Analytics. This one is titled How to Set Up a Panel Management Solution in 30 Minutes Using MicroPanel. I'm not sure what that sound is, but I do have here with me John Johnson, who is also one of the senior account managers and also a panel specialist from MicroPanel, to join me in presenting a very simple and doable solution that can customize to your needs. So if there's any issues with audio or feedback, feel free to go ahead and post any comments or questions that you might have in the panel box below, and we'll be sure to modify as needed. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Just to let you know, if you do arrive in late or anything, we will have a copy of the panel webinar as well as the slides that you will see during this presentation available on our blog this afternoon, and we'll also be sending it out to the list of people who've signed up. So let's go ahead and move on to the second slide, and we'll show you our agenda today. So we're going to be covering just a few things today, including the online panel landscape, what are the online panel advantages, and also we're going to look at just the simple components of MicroPanel, the modules it is integrated with, and the advantages of selecting this type of panel. And then we're going to allow you to see the panel respondent experience. What does the panel look like to your potential panel respondents? We're going to show you how to build a custom panel community, as well as create, edit, and target specific profiles to pull for specific email campaigns, and where to do incentive management as well as panel analytics. So you can see here that both John and I are going to take on just some particular parts, and then we'll end the session with any questions that you would have. We're going to time this for about 30 minutes. If it goes just a little bit past that, that's no problem. Next slide. So here's the basic online panel landscape. Back about 10 years ago, it was virtually non-existent. Both John and I came from a market research background, and prior to this, a lot of market research companies would be using their own panel or database to get people to do studies. And then from there, we realized that a lot of people weren't able to come in to do things like focus groups or interviews or even time on the phone. So another way that a lot of people have been moving towards is obviously the online surveys. And we've noticed that with the panels, the response rates have gotten a lot higher for those who are active panel members. And so with that, we've seen a significant growth in the market research sector, and 85% of the online research spending is spent and supported by a lot of these panel companies. And the industry is still dominated by a handful of providers who account for more than 50% of the panel revenue that's out there. And then also with that, there's a huge increase in internet penetration that will result in the creation of more panels. And so with the panels, a lot of companies now are looking at managing their own instead of having to go to a lot of the major panel providers and trying to see what is going to be more cost effective. So here with MicroPanel, we will offer you a alternative solution or combine the solution with the one that you have currently. Next slide, please. So here are some advantages of having an online panel. The first one is a quick turnaround. If they are an active panel member, then they are going to be more likely to respond to you, and also respond to you in an honest and way that you can use very good actionable data. You will then in turn, of course, see that there is control over the data quality because of the quality of your respondents. You will have a higher response rate from your panel members versus those who are non-panel members or not directly associated with you. And you'll also be able to collect extensive profile information, and that would include, the number of times that they've answered questions for you, the number of times that they have redeemed rewards, or a number of times that they have passed up on taking surveys, so on and so forth. And as a result of all these advantages, you will be able to reduce the project cost. The rule of thumb in research is that 50% of your market research budget usually goes to some sort of sample or some sort of panel. And by creating your own panel or using a panel, you can greatly reduce that cost. Next slide. So we wanted to introduce to you MicroPanel, which is a tool from Survey Analytics. We offer a community portal for panel registration and profile management, and the panel engagement tool, which also includes some quick polls, message boards, and respondent management tools. Excuse me. We also have a unified platform which will allow you to integrate it with survey software, reporting software, as well as advanced analytics, as well as some panel management analytic tools that you can do to check the pulse on your health of your panel. You can also review and see that we have data delivery and online reporting available to you, so you can check and see when certain things have been sent out, what is happening at real time. And we also have a custom reward solution. So the one that we have built in is through Amazon.com, and you can also customize it. So if you want to use your own coupons or cash or points that you prefer, you can go ahead and swap those out as needed. Next slide, please. In addition, MicroPanel is also integrated with several mobile modules, and some of those include a Survey Swipe, which is an online mobile panel application. If you're interested in building an online mobile a mobile community where people will download an app and then you can contact them right from their smartphones, that will be integrated with the MicroPanel tool. If you're interested in doing a field project in which you know that your panel members will be at a conference or a festival or anything, and you would like to include opportunities to recruit panel members in the field, we do offer Survey Pocket, which is an offline tool, and you don't have to be tethered to wireless internet or anything like that to go into the field and collect data, and that will integrate into the panel tool to save and as well. So in addition to that, of course, we have Survey Analytics, which is a survey software tool. It's very advanced, and it's dedicated to advanced research companies and enterprise companies who like to do a lot of their own in-house research. And also it's integrated with IdeaScale, which is an idea generation crowdsourcing tool. So you can use this in your panel to allow your panel members to vote up and down, and also share ideas for other panel members to vote up and down. And in general, the best ideas or people that like the most, like whatever ideas the most, they'll naturally bubble to the top. So a great tool to include with your panel. Next slide. So again, with the advantages that we have talked about earlier, we want to talk about some specific advantages with MicroPanel. It is very affordable in comparison to a lot of other panel or personalized panel tools out there. It fits a wide range of companies, from small, medium to very, very large firms. You can do unlimited surveys, unlimited data collection. There's no additional charge that's included as part of your package, and there's no upfront development charge. So the panel, as you can see later, it can be created in mere minutes, and you have the control to really take care of that. You can see that it is a unified platform with all the integrations with the other modules that we've included. It makes it really easy to bounce back and forth and use that in conjunction with the panel management tool. And we offer a customized reward solution. So whatever you'd like to customize and reward your panel respondents, that is up to you. We have some defaults that work great, but also you can go ahead and do whatever you would need there. Next slide. So here's a fun thing. We wanted to show you the panel respondent experience. So we want you guys to imagine, to put yourself in your panel's shoes for a minute, and we'll show you what a typical panel respondent can see and do as one of your members. We're going to show you how they would join a panel, how to create and manage their own profile if they want. They can also manage and view their incentives, view their history of any participation they have done or any surveys they've participated in. And also, they can help you recruit additional panel members by sharing and inviting their friends to join your panel. At this moment, I'm going to go ahead and pass this over to John, and he will show you the rest of this. Thank you.
So good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. And as Esther said, we want to put you in, put yourself in your panel member's shoes for a minute. And at this point, as a member coming in, they've either found out about this cool new panel either via an additional friend or from any social media advertising or marketing you've done, such as on Twitter, LinkedIn, or Facebook, or maybe you sent out personal email invitations, or even some on-the-ground stuff, such as canvassing with flyers or doing mail distribution. So once a respondent comes in, here we have our chocolate lovers panel, which we set up. Okay, so you can see that's very customized to that flavor and that taste of that type of panel, or that particular person who would appreciate giving feedback to chocolate. We have our music producer panel that we've set up here, okay, which is very attractive. People will want to jump right in and join. In here, we started a build a panel, which was for today's session. As you can see, this is very just sleek, just plain, and this is kind of the ground basics to where we start, okay? And we'll get into how you're able to customize and really tailor it to yourself further in this webinar. But as the user comes in, they will see your website in the portal, and they can see that they can join right here. And all we require is an email address, first name, last name, and their password, okay? And this is able to get them right in and get them into the system, and that way we can go in and get the profile information or any additional details we want to get after that, as well as have them take their first survey. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and register as a member. So that easy. I'm now a member. As soon as I jump in here, I can see, okay, my surveys. So any surveys that that the panel has set for me to be able to take are set in here will appear right here automatically if you like. And also, you can always click my surveys to get back to this point. We also here have the mobile surveys, in which they can go ahead and download the mobile app and become a member of your mobile community and take surveys on their smartphone. And here you also see that we keep track of their points. We can allocate points for becoming a member, referring a friend, for taking surveys, etc. Now, once these points are redeemable for any rewards. So if we click my rewards, we can see which rewards we have available. I can see here I have an Amazon gift card that if I receive 100 points, I will be able to redeem. Okay. And we can have multiple rewards available to your respondents, and we can set the points levels any way that we like. Then they can go into my profile. My profile allows them to put any additional information that they would like about themselves, and this is great because you're able To collect this information, and as well, you'll be able to segment on the back end and when creating or sending out new invitations for different surveys. And this is very easy. I can go in here, select my birthday, put in my zip code, and it will automatically pull up my state and city. So gender, ask income, and click update profile. Okay, and there we go. And so they can go back in here at any time. They can go and check their surveys that they have available, see the rewards, go back to their profile, make any modifications that they need to here. And also they can click my account if they need to go in and change their password or they want to see their points history. And then simply click update details, or if at any point they can also cancel their account. But most importantly, they can invite a friend and earn points for this. In here we have it selected for 20 points, but you can modify this as well. So if we click invite a friend, we can invite friends. We just put in the email addresses here, one per line, and click invite friends. So as you can see, it was very easy to join a panel, create and manage their own profile, manage and review incentives, view the history of their panel participation, and most importantly, share and invite their friends to join the panel, because nothing's better than referring a friend and spreading the word, and that will help to make your panel more viral as well. So as you saw, we had several different panels that I showed you there. So let's take a look at building a custom panel slash community. A typical online panel can take up to 3 months to set up and build. MicroPanel allows you to set up your own community in 30 minutes. And we're not just exaggerating this. I'm going to show you how this is the only DIY panel that is integrated with a survey and mobile modules in the market, and how easy it is to set up and use. So let's look at the community panel setup and setting up multiple communities. And kind of take a look at the CSS customization and the edit options. I'm going to go in here into my account. You see we have our panels tab here, and we have 2 different panels that I have set up. We saw chocolate lovers here, and we just saw build a panel. Okay. I'm going to click create new panel. Okay. So you can see here, we put in our panel name and our panel header, and then we create our panel URL. Okay. And these can be customized. You can change your URL. It doesn't have to be the same as your title, etc. And then we click next. Okay. Then we're going to set our email from and our email name. And we're complete. Our panel has now been created. Okay, it's live, it's active. Of course, we have not shared the URL with anyone, so no one knows to join, and that comes into the advertising and promoting of your panel, as I said, such as on social media or on the ground or through mail or email distribution. Okay. Now, here we have our panel settings, in which here's our URL that we can now share with everyone. We can go back in and change this URL or even modify the name or the heading. We have some HTML options. This is where we jump into the customization of our panel, building and surrounding it around your brand or your type of community, etc. We can go in on the very basic level and change our home page, our terms of use, our contact, our privacy policy, etc. Any one of these things we can go in and modify by simply clicking the attribute. We place our text here. We can even put HTML in here. We can make this available on the main tab or even on the footer link. And we always want to save our changes. Okay. And that will come to building a basic panel. Just the basic look and feel here. Now, if you want to get more into something customized, such as the music producer panel or the chocolate lovers panel, you can go over to our global options, and you see here our CSS style sheets. This allows you to jump in and go in and do some really heavy modifications and really tailor your panel to your company or to your organization and make it look the way that you want. We have themes and logos. We can go in and choose any one of our default themes, or upload our own customized background. And under here on the website or the global header, we can modify this. As you can see, we have a basic header here. It's just blue and then the name of our panel. But uploading an image, we can get a customization header across the top. Okay. And we have site behavior. We can do things such as sharing options. We can share a spotlight report or enable an activity stream or a map by simply engaging these modules. And we can remove these things by disengaging as well. Okay. We can have social media integration, allow users to connect with their LinkedIn account or Facebook. And also our modules such as reward and points or discussions, these can be enabled or disabled. So if you don't want to reward or give points to your respondents, you can remove that feature as well. So as you can see, it's very easy to set up a panel and have multiple communities. Right there, I already have 3 communities set up to build the panel and the build a panel. The second one I just set up, and as well as the chocolate lovers. We can go in and really make this tailored to the look and feel that you want by the CSS customization, and also we can just do some really general editing options too. Now, from this standpoint, it's out there. You have your members going in, they're joining, you have your look, you have your fill, and you're all set up, you're live, and you're active. So now it's time to create and edit and really target those profiles. Creating and editing and managing your online panel can seem intimidating and sometimes overwhelming, right? But it's really easy in our system. With the right tools offered by MicroPanel, growing and maintaining your panel health is very quick and very easy. We're going to jump in here and we're going to create and edit the profile. I'm going to show you how you can upload your respondents, which is a great thing to do if you already have a contact list or if you're moving over from a previous panel or some type of database that you have. And as well, we can customize the classification of these respondents and segment these panelists to target for specifically for new email marketing campaigns or target email invitations. So let's go back live here. Here we did all our customization of our panel. So now if we click Member Profile, we can go in and set up our profile fields. Okay. You may have noticed. Let's log back. Let's set up a new one here. Okay, just real quick. So we see here under My Profile, I'm currently collecting birthday, zip code, what's your gender, and income, okay? So these are our profile fields. These are what are presented to the members. So here under Member Profile, here's where we add these. And this is simple and easy as well. So far on this panel, we have birth date and zip code. We can quickly just go to add our knowledge bank questions and pull from our profile library. We have some general consumer questions that you may want to ask, or business. We can just click these and automatically add them as profile fields that we want to collect. These can be modified by clicking the label, okay, and also deleted. And if there's anyone that's not in here and you want your own customized panel member profile fields, simply click Add New Profile Field. Okay. Let's say we want to find out if they're gamers or not. Okay. We're going to set our title and our label. For this one, I'm going to do a single select because this is an attribute that I will probably want to segment on. Okay. We can also do date and time, free form, or we can do our zip code. I'm going to select single select. We have our scale libraries available, our rating scales, etc. We can do drop-down radio buttons, vertical or horizontal. Okay. And we're going to do our answer options right here, one per line. So yes or no. Now we can force the validation to make this a required field. Or if we're importing information and we just want to have it in the system, we can make that private and hidden field, meaning that the respondent will not see this field within their login, their panel member, sorry. And then we simply want to click Save Changes, and now that's added. And we can reorder these if we like to. If we realize we want them to be structured a different way, simply go in here and say, hey, we want to ask the gamer field first, and then click Reorder Items. Okay. So there we have our member profiles fields all set up. Okay. Then we can go in under Data Analytics and we can import. So if you have a previous database or distribution list or contact list, etc., you can go in here and bulk import these users. Okay. And we can also double opt in upon uploading this list, or we can disable this feature if we know they're already opted into joining. Required fields is email address, first name, and last name. And optional fields are listed as such as password if you're bringing in a previous password. Or also, you can bring in any information that you already have, such as if you already know the profile member fields that you set up for these particular people. And another great feature is our custom field merge, where over time, if you have additional information that you've collected, maybe on a survey or etc., that you would like to append to that panel member, you can simply go ahead and create another Excel sheet, navigate to that. You want to make sure that structure of that Excel sheet is email, of course, in the first column, and then any of your custom fields will follow. And you will merge that with the user data, and it will append to their account. Okay. And then the other thing that we can do here is, now that we have all that information, we can go in and we can do under data analytics, we can do profile segmentation. We can go ahead and create new sample segments. Simply clicking create new sample segment, let's say any one of our profile fields, or if you wanted to do it by state, if we have a global panel here, you click Washington here, click create new segment, and it's going to show me how many members I have. And we can compound certain things too. So if I'm going to create a sample segment for just males in Washington State or females in New York, I can create these sample segments freehand. Okay. So now that we have our member profile fields, we have our information, we have our members uploaded into the system, we can go into projects. Well, first, what we want to do is go into global settings and we want to create an email invitation. Now we have our default invitation in here. We can add a new template specific to this current project that we're sitting out. And once we've created that template, we can put our message here. We can make this the default invitation. We can also enable an auto reminder. And now we're ready to go to project and click new invitation. Here, we will select our survey that we've created that we would like to send out. If you're going to be using a custom survey provider, you can click custom survey provider and place the URL here. We select our invitation. We can modify our subject line here if we need to again, or make any final tweaks to our message. We can allocate the number of points that we are going to be giving to the respondent for this particular taking this particular survey, and also let them know the length. Click next step, and this is where we can segment. Here we can say, okay, we have our email set up, but we have everything set up, and we're going to give 25 points to this, but we only want to send it to specific respondents. And this can be based by any of your global profile fields, sign up date, last access date, last invitation date, or even number of invitations, number of completed surveys, or minimum and maximum of points that they've received in the system. We can do an update of count here to see how many respondents we'll have available by segmenting this way. And then we click next step. And in the next step, we simply say, hey, we would like to immediately deliver this or schedule for future delivery. And if you have a mobile community that you set up and they've downloaded the mobile app, you can do notification options such as the iPhone notification or a silent no email push. And so the notification will pop up on their mobile phone and they'll be able to jump right in and take the survey. We click final preview here. just to take one final look at our count, one final look at our email, and then we can click process for delivery. That simple. Our panel's set up, our members and profiles are set up, and we have our first invitation out the door. Okay. So it was easy, creating, editing profiles, bulk uploads of profiles, custom classifications, creating that customized sample list, and segmenting the panelists to target specific respondents for new email marketing campaigns and target email invitations for your new surveys. Now let's talk a little bit about incentive management. You saw rewards and points in a few different places. With micropanels, built-in incentive system, it's really easy to manage and audit your panel's incentives. Quality incentive management equals happy, responsive panel members. And of course, we're integrated with Amazon.com. You can offer your own customized incentives as well. Let's take a look at this. Under here, below some of our setting options, we have our rewards and points and rewards. We're going to click that, and you can see here we have our standard point systems. We can allocate our points for new users, profile field updates, referring a friend, or mobile integration. Here's our reward inventory. And you see we have our Amazon gift certificate here. We can click in here on this reward, and we can say this is worth 100 points, or whatever you would like. Okay. We can create a fulfillment email address. This means you, the admin, will receive an email just letting you know. If you're integrated with Amazon, they'll take care of sending out, but they'll let you know that your respondent has redeemed a reward. And we can click Save Changes here. And so now we can see it's worth 100 points. And now we need to add this item and place it in stock. So once we have our item code, we can click Add Inventory Items, place in our items code, click Add Items, and now we have one available to our members. Click Points and Rewards, and you'll see this update here. We have one item in stock. And it's easy to add a reward. Just click Add New Reward. And as I said, we have some standard default ones here, or you can go in and create your own redemption reward. And go ahead and allocate your own points for the respondent. Okay. And below here, you can keep track of your points distribution reports. We can reset and update any reward that we need to, or even reset points and balance if we ever need to do that within the system. So always remember, quality incentive management equals happy, responsive, and panel members. And again, as you saw earlier, that's what the rewards and points is a module that you can disable if you have any concerns with rewarding your panel members. Or if you're just not set up and ready for that, you can disable that for now and add that back later. And finally, I want to take a look at panel analytics. Checking the pulse, as Esther said earlier, of your online panel for maintenance and adjustments are required, but you don't need to bring in a bunch of doctors to figure it out, right? Okay, you can get real-time, a pulse check of your online panel members in MicroPanel. Analytics that are easy to understand, and you can get the data that is actionable solutions. Let's go live. So here, if we click under our data analytics, we click analytics. There you go. We can see those who have unsubscribed, those who have bounced, those who have verified, or any new members. We can get a little graph of the current week, of the activity that's happened within our panel. But then we can also see our profile analytics quickly. So we can see how many gamers we have, how many different ethnic backgrounds, or any single select profile fields that you've created within your panel, as well as our domain report. And just the overall sign up. We can see how many we can see our sign up and dropout trend, from today to yesterday to last week or this month. Okay, here's our sign up overview, and here's our dropout, basically our unsubscribe overview. Esther?
Thank you for that, John. So if anyone has any questions, This is a great time to go ahead and ask us those. I think, John, it looks like there's some questions on your end that you can see. I see two of them, possibly. Is that correct? Can you open up your control panel?
Yes. Our first question, Esther, is what are the names of the providers that dominate the industry?
That's a good question. Some of the major panel companies that currently, uh, and correct me, John, if I'm wrong, some of the ones that are really popular right now include like, eRewards, GMI, some of the other ones like, what is it? I know eRewards, GMI, we have like a huge list, and we actually are in our tools also integrated with them. So if you do go to the panel companies and buy some sample from them, you can do that. Some of the other panel companies that we're also in direct competition with include like Confirm It, Inside Express. Uh, I think those are some of the major ones out there that really, or Vivisi is one of them as well. They also have a panel company. In comparison for those compared to us, ours does have a lot more a hands-on opportunity for you to quickly build something. As you saw, John literally put up a panel in less than 20 minutes, so it didn't even take 30 minutes to do. I would say probably if you have like a web design guy on your side to help do a lot of customization, you can really just have your panel take off right, quickly. So in comparison to what is in the industry, you can really get yours out a lot faster and start doing your recruiting with the panel tool. John, do you have anything else to add to that?
No, I think you really hit those. And yes, we do have a long list. There's a lot of panels that we're already integrated with within the system. If you if you need to supplement any of your respondents or etc. That we do offer. But here, you're customizing, creating your own panel, and really creating something that is going to save you some time and as well as some money, as kind of displayed earlier within the presentation.
Great. What was the second question?
The second question was from Christopher. I didn't quite understand it, Christopher. If you would like to repost your question, that would be great. And if there's any other questions at the moment, feel free to go ahead and use the GoToWebinar control panel and type in your questions, and we'll be very happy to answer those.
And while we're waiting for any other questions that might come through, you can also, everything you saw today, if you are interested in doing a trial run on MicroPanel or checking out some of the other things we talked about, like Survey Swipe, the online module tool, Survey Analytics, Idea Scale, you can go in to Survey Analytics and sign up for a 2-week trial and find out, how easy it is. The easier the more interested you are, obviously you want to get your hands dirty on it quickly to see if this is the right solution for you, and also we make it very easy for you to make that decision, quickly. So I would recommend going in and signing up for a free trial when you have a chance.
It looks like we don't have any additional questions, Esther, but we do have our email addresses right there available for you if you would like to contact us in the future. Um, we'll leave those up on the screen a little bit longer if you'd like to go ahead and jot those down. I do personally want to thank everyone for joining us today, and highly encourage you to contact us, ask us any questions if you need further information or in deciding if you would like to get started with panel. And anything else you'd like to add, Esther?
Nope, I think that's pretty much it there. So again, thank you everybody for joining us today, and let us know if you have other questions. We'll be happy to follow up with you. So thank you so much, and have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
The organizer has ended the session, and this call will be